November 1st, 2019, and I'm going to be interviewing Jayne in my dining room in Harrisburg, North Carolina. And he's my grandfather. So, were you drafted or did you enlist?
I was actually drafted into the Army, and I decided to join the Marine Corps for 3 years.
So, Marine Corps corporal?
I started out, as everybody does, as a private, and then when I came back from Vietnam, I was a corporal.
Why did you join the Marine Corps?
Well, I had another buddy that was supposed to go in with me, and we were going to go in as buddies, but he actually joined the Air Force, so I ended up going in by myself.
Can you tell me about your boot camp or training experience, and do you remember any of your instructors?
I remember when we got to Parris Island, South Carolina. That's where one of the Marine Corps boot camps is located. We were on like a big bus, and we got off the bus, and there was like 60 footprints that you stand in when you get off there. And this drill instructor came up, and he more or less started yelling at us, saying, "Get in the building!" So we went in there, and before we knew it, we were down to our t-shirt and our shorts, and they put us in a barber chair and cut all our hair off. But I remember boot camp was probably one of the best experiences in Marine Corps because they treated you hard, but it was just a good experience. It wasn't always fun, but just what you did, you built together teamwork and unity, and they was trying to teach you that one mistake could cost somebody's life, and they wanted you to work together and be together and care about one another. So that part was good.
So the people that were there and why and what you did?
Okay, there was actually 100 people in our platoon in boot camp, and there were 3 platoons in what they called a series, and once a week usually you would compete. Like you competed at rifle range, whatever platoon did the best. You competed at physical fitness, whatever team did the best with all your physical fitness scores. You competed, marching and first aid, and just like you just did different competitions, and each time somebody won and the other 2 platoons did not win. So it was, that part was pretty neat too.
Yeah. How did you get through it? Was it hard? Was it easy?
Well, I think one, you're a little bit afraid, or you're afraid, but after a while, just like other things, you get used to it. Yeah. And then after I got out of boot camp, they told me I was going to be a truck mechanic, so I went to school for that. I was stationed in Cherry Point, North Carolina for a year, and then I went to Vietnam for 12 months and 20 days, and then I got out of the Marine Corps after Vietnam.
Do you recall or remember your very first days you were there?
In Vietnam?
Yeah.
Well, in Vietnam it was pretty neat. I got off the plane in Vietnam. We flew into Da Nang, Vietnam in a big private commercial jet, like if you were going to go here to Florida, okay? So our plane landed in Da Nang, Vietnam. We get off and walk over to a little staging area. It's kind of like a little mini terminal, airport terminal. And I turn around and look, and there was my high school buddy that I hadn't seen in 2 years, was also in the Marine Corps, and he just happened to be at that same place at the same time. So that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
And then I got orders to go 50 miles north of there, which was a place called Phu Bai. And that's where I was stationed for a year, and I worked there as a truck mechanic. And overall, it was pretty nice. In Vietnam, you'd sit up in a big circle, and you had it may have Army, Navy, different people all the way around in this circle, and then you protect yourselves. And there was barbed wire, and at nighttime, they would close the 2 gates. There was a road that went through, and then there was probably 5,000 people inside that big perimeter. So you kind of protected one another. And I just say God was watching over me. I never did really get into bad things We got hit a couple times by artillery fire,